I think in this day and age, it is okay to consciously say to yourself, you know what? I want a more diverse crew on this. I want to give more opportunities here. We had a job. I caused quite a stir. We had a job in LA. I was on one job and another friend of mine was producing another job and sent a picture of the crew. And it was like, great first day. And it was like 12 white men wearing blue plaid shirts and jeans.
Wow.
They were all wearing the same outfit, and I was like, wow, really made our diversity and inclusion goals on that job, guys. And it started a huge fight. And I was like, I mean, I was giving you shit, but like, I know that it's hard. Like, you hire who you hire, but like, and that started this conversation with my company that was like, actually, let's try, like, it's okay to say it out loud and say, we are trying harder.
Yeah. It's a thing I'm getting now. I'm getting a lot of like, do you have any crew members that are LGBTQ or is it BIPOC? That was something that was new for me that I didn't know
Black
that.
and Indigenous people of color.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, oh. But I'm also like, wait, but I am that. Like, I am BIPOC.
And so now, whenever I'm producing a job, I am very conscious about it, especially the content. Like, we just did a whole big series for It Gets Better. That's an organization that is about LGBTQIA plus people. Yeah. The whole crew, as much as we could, it was opportunities for non-binary crew.
Go ahead.
Because the people on camera want to see themselves reflected in the crew a lot of times. True. I don't know. Like, it's a thing. Anyway,
That's nice.
Yeah, and like for me having other women on set, like that's nice. Like, for a long time, that never happened.
Yeah.
It's so rare. It was so rare. And I feel like things are changing, and now you see much more diverse sets. And, like, depending on the department, there's always a lot of women in the art department. There's always a lot of women in HMU. There's a lot of women in production. But, like, G&E, that's, like, Alexa.
It's a big department to get into, like, that. To break into
I have my girl in LA.
Something that I wanted to say about like the inclusion and looking for people and whatever. We also need to look at the things that we do to keep those people out of the departments, and out of the industry and out of set. Because it's not just bringing them in to make them uncomfortable and take a picture of them and post it on Instagram about how inclusive we are. You have no idea how many times I've had my picture taken so that some production company can put it online.
That's weird.
Very often, almost never with my permission, right? And hashtag it all types of girl gaffer, female gaffer, girly filmmaking girl, Friday film girl, baby girl gaffer. Like all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm all those things. But I am not a thing that you use online to pat yourself in the back about how I am, like,
inclusive,
like a light brown fucking lady doing a thing. And now you're like very good. And like, meanwhile, some guy was harassing me and you were like, don't be so sensitive. Like, that didn't necessarily happen on one occasion. But, those things happen. And the thing is, like, for example, in G&E, women are very often, like, they'll start and they want to do it and they love lighting, right? But you're young and you're starting out and guys, holy shit, don't let you just do the job, right? They just don't let you. They are just constantly on your ass. And it's a job that's already really hard. And now there's a man groping you. Like, you're just going to be like, fuck this. I'm just going to be a babysitter, dude. I'm just going to go work retail because fuck this.
Yeah.
And there's, that, but for people of color too, and like how we like keep them out of sets and, well, keep us or whatever, and how we keep women out of sets, so it's not just bringing people in for the sake of it looking, okay.
It's making a safe environment to work in.
Thinking about what we do that makes people like not feel comfortable and like not organically be a part of our sets.
Yeah. Because you can hire them once, but do they want to come back?
Yeah. And like also making room for, gender nonconforming women, people of color and disabled people or like whatever, to not be fucking perfect at all times. You know what I mean? To make mistakes. Because some of the shit that I've seen some dudes get away with on set, I'm like, and they keep getting hired.
You mean what they're saying or what they're
And
doing?
what they do, like just fuck up,
Bad
be
at their
rude to
jobs.
production, be terrible, right? And they keep getting hired or be lazy as shit.
Why don't people own up to the shit they fuck up?
Because
Insecurity.
they won't get rehired. That's why they
People
don't.
are insecure. People
It's
are so
insecurity.
insecure. Yeah.
It's insecurity.
One of my biggest pet peeves on set is asking, "Hey, why is this?"
Yeah.
And fucking dead silence. Wouldn't you rather be the person that's stepping up,
Yes.
learning from their mistake, and wanting to do better next time than the person that's just like, I hope they don't fucking find out?
I respect
Yeah,
people
I
so much
100%.
more when they own up to
Yep.
when they
And-
say, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake." I'm like, "Ugh, love you, baby girl."
Yeah, won't let it happen again.
And the thing is, like, if you're working with someone who's like not a fucking psychopath, they'll be like, all right, try to do better. Thank you for recognizing it. We'll bring you again.
Yeah.
If you're working with someone terrible, they'll scream at you,
Yeah.
right, and never hire you again. But do you really want to keep working with those people?
Don't.
No.
You don't. But
There
I
you
mean,
go.
I think that also comes with the experience. So if you're new
Absolutely.
into it, you're definitely not going to be the one that says anything because you're like, fuck, I want to. And even if they're horrible, you still want a job, right? Like until you get your foot in with more connections. And I think that's the issue is like,
true.
how do you build those connections? This is a very difficult industry that if you didn't go to school and make connections, how do you get the connections now? You got to do a lot of student films where you're making $25, if that, for the day, just to get the connections.
Or
right?
just fucking ask questions.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can be on one job with somebody and you can learn so much because instead of staying in the background and not doing anything,
Pretending
and
you know something that you don't
then
know.
you like, hey, why are you doing it that way? Just ask a fucking question. Like,
Yeah, but that's when your foot's already in the door.
And
no,
also,
but I mean,
Like, how do you get your foot in the door?
No,
and
this is
also when
advice.
they're not, I agree, but also when they're not looking for excuses to prove that you don't belong there, right? Because a question coming from you might not always be received the way that a question coming from me
Yes,
will be received.
perception.
You know what I mean? A question coming from you means you're eager and you want to learn. A question coming from me probably means that I don't know shit and I really shouldn't be here and I'm an affirmative action hire and and this is why fucking women, now we have to work with them and now we maybe,
Yeah.
obviously I'm extrapolating.
Exaggerating.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're learning a lot of words here today.
But, sorry.
Keep them coming, folks.